This International Women's Week, I choose to challenge the status quo. I challenge the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on women, especially those from priority equity groups and marginalized communities. It's devastating that women's jobs are 1.8 times more vulnerable to this crisis, that women make up 39% of global employment, but account for 54% of overall job losses. I challenge that only 2.3% of global venture capital went to companies led by a woman founder in the last year. Less than 17% of all board seats of TSX-listed companies are held by women, and that only 4% of companies on the benchmark stock index in this country have a woman CEO. I challenge every single one of these statistics and the barriers that stop women from every walk of life, from dreaming bigger. I commit to help break them down and empower more women to be bold and to achieve their full potential impact on our community, economy, and society.
I choose to challenge the conditions that cause the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 on women in this community. And I support those that have been hardest hit: Indigenous women, Black and racialized women, immigrant women, trans women, and women with disabilities. And I challenge the She Session that has resulted in approximately 20,000 women in Canada leaving the workforce. And I challenge the reality that almost 1/3 of lower income women in our region express a need for housing support, and that more than 1/4 need help just feeding their families. And I challenge the increasing stress, isolation, and loneliness that women face. Stress driven by worries of having to provide childcare and elder care, having a place to live that's just free of violence and abuse. And I challenge the continued systemic discrimination that women face every day. And I pledge to strengthen the city supports to women so their voices can be heard and their potential realized.
I choose to challenge the barriers that allocate only 2.3% of venture capital funding to women founders. I choose 3 strategies to chip away at this enormous challenge. First, I'm wearing my gender investing lenses and supporting talented female founders so they can get into the venture capital pipeline. Second, I will expand communities where women can feel comfortable with risk, with investing in startups and taking control of their financial future. And third, I will not give up when underestimated.
My challenge is for bold leadership, a diverse leadership team that sets and shares and measures equality targets openly, as well as ensuring there's a comprehensive action in place where policies and practices that are family-friendly support all genders and are bias-free in attracting and retaining people. Finally, empowering environment, where one trusts employees, respects individuals, and offers them the freedom to be creative, train, and work flexibly, while offering ample mentorship opportunities. Thank you.
Today, I challenge the lack of women in tech industries in position of power as directors, leaders, and CEOs. I challenge that only a minor fraction of resumes received for technical leadership positions belong to women. I challenge our education system to encourage women into these fields. I challenge families to raise their daughters as much as risk takers as their sons, so our daughters can aim for leadership roles and try to take positions of power. And once women become influential, they overcome the barriers of others behind them.
I choose to challenge the denial of systemic racism within the Canadian education system and small businesses through lack of equal capital. I choose to challenge change makers to include Indigenous people on every single project on Indigenous land, aka Turtle Island, aka Canada.
I choose to challenge my ability to use compassion as well as ask those around me to use theirs in circumstances of misunderstanding. I choose to challenge the choice of acceptance of all human beings and the choice to use love on the journey towards understanding. I choose to face any ignorance displayed towards others and challenge the ideals that hold any space that is not built in peace with the opportunity to grow with one another. I choose to challenge.